Well, good evening again. So we are back with the Thrones World Cup. We're going to watch the second game, and this I guess has not been. Has it been updated? No. So it's now 3-1 in favor of Austria. They're going to play another one against Israel. It's Robert Charvat against Yaniv. Actually, Yaniv has been doing exceptionally well. He's one of the best players in the tournament for Israel. As you can see here, winning a lot of games. I think he's played more than one deck, so mainly Martell, but some Targaryen. And this time you have half a chance of actually catching it if they haven't started yet, so we can have a look at the decks, I guess. So, it's Robert Charvat with his Tyrell Banner Lion. This is Knight's deck. Can actually afford to play Vanquish because everything has the Knight trait. I think every single card in the deck, yes. Has Political Disaster, a staple in some Tyrell decks. Has an econ plot, Forced March, which is can be very impactful once you get the Swarm. Turney as the closer. There's Coppers to make sure he doesn't run out of cards. And, well, the Harris... well, Boros decks, honestly... I mean, sometimes you miss Morgulis. I'm not sure if the Harris is the reset that is impactful enough, but let's see if it works for him. There's very little in terms of attachments. Locations are basically the Tyrell Econ plus Undercity for draw, and there's the Red Keep. And we have the events. Okay, Iron Bank, that's form of Econ, also lets you replay stuff. There's Burning Bright to cheat cards into play. Works with House Florent Knight, which is in the deck, and Clever Feint because there is some shadows, and mainly Boros, of course. If you can recycle Boros a little bit, you can get a good tourney. We've seen players do crazy stuff with that, going from 5 to 15 or whatever in the space of a round. And what is this up against? It's Stark Conclave, copied directly from the Stalag deck, so this is big dragons with Daenerys and has some Maesters, some that do stuff. Gorman certainly does. In this deck, Kedri does as well because it's very event heavy. Maester Kerwin, of course, Malin, these are all good more and more. And they enable a good Bravos. Bravos is an econ location that you can get to 3 gold, 4 sometimes. It's really good econ. And we have the events package, so all kinds of stuff here. And yeah, with open deck lists, you know that Dracarys can get you, you know that Put to the Sword can get you, you know that there could be a dragon who has 3 heads for some surprise Intimidate, you know that there could be Field of Fire at some point, and higher mysteries, even unexpected return in this one, so it's really tricky. And plays Morgulis, which the Knights are not super dupable there in Robert's deck, so it could hurt. It plays Outwit, so if it can get the dragons in, it outwits the Harris potentially. Has the Late Summer Fists, and what else? Here to serve. Okay, that's not that important in this one. Call it into service, you set something up and then just put it in. And has you win or you die, which, well, okay, it's not so bad, to be fair. If you get Marvin and the Conclave, you kind of have an extra hand, so, but generally that's not a good plot in my opinion, and it is restricted, so you can take that out and put something restricted in, like a Queen's Guard or something. Okay, it doesn't go on these particular characters because Daenerys and the dragons can't take Queen's Guard, but whatever, I mean, take something else, but okay. Okay, we should be starting,
the deck,
but not quite.
yeah, I mean, the game's not starting yet. I'm looking at the Iron Throne, but yeah, I don't know why, but all the Targaryen decks are underperforming, right? And I wonder if theirs is actually doing great for them. You said that the player is winning a lot, but I'm not sure if he's the one who's usually playing
I
Targaryen.
think he's winning with Martell most of his games actually,
Ah,
so not sure
yeah,
what they
and
have for Targaryen. We can check, I guess, how their Targaryen is doing and who is playing it mainly. Yeah, Conclave is not having the best of it, honestly, and the Prince even worse for Targaryen. So
yeah.
let's see. So Gilgamesh has played some. Let's see. Has a win there and then a loss. another win, and another loss. So 2-2 for him. And Yaniv has won one game,
Mm.
has won both games. So I guess it's 4-2. Hmm. So
Well, they
it's,
are
it's
starting now,
above average for
so
a Targaryen in this tournament.
yeah, we can jump in if you're ready.
I am ready, of course. There we are. So yeah, the thing is, this will mainly come down to, I think Robert has to um, get somehow get that Morgulis to be played, because he can't really spam unless he spams from shadows, right? If you get stuff in shadows that comes in and Boros and High Tower Knights and something like that, and you close with Tourney, there's no use playing Tourney and not closing. So I don't know, if it looks turnable, then Yaniv might play Morgulis, and if and when he does, then Robert can try to win after, if he's still alive. I don't know. I mean, the knights are immune to events, including the Field of Fire on the turnaround, but not others. And I wonder really. I mean, the Green Apple Knights get big, and Boros is kind of vulnerable. Let's see. So, Gorman duped with Bravos. That's pretty good. Bravos is already one now with Gorman in play, and the Great Hall. So this is kind of perfect, honestly, for Targaryen. And Robert has not the best, because he didn't set up any location. He plays Late Summer Feast, which probably means there's going to be a Red Keep or an Arbor or a Undercity or something, right? And then they'll both try to avoid doing challenges if they can, so they don't give too many cards away.
Mhm.
Well, second best, I guess, Red Wine Straits. How are we doing with Nightmares? I think one, right? So if he doesn't get Nightmares, then he is not under that big of a threat, this Green Apple Knight. He has a lot of strength. If something else comes in, he's even out of out of Dracarys range. But he does get killed for Morgulis, and so does Swarm Champion. So I think they'll be gone by the time Robert realistically plays Tourney and trying to win, unless that's next round or something. I mean, he could, if there's power on the faction card, he could go into some kind of Vanquish to get a little bit of power and then try to surprise with an early one. Ugh, there we are. Drogon here.
Mm. Yeah.
Well, he doesn't kill anything at the moment, but with the Nightmares he could. Of course, there's the other way around as well. Robert can play Dohaeris into a big board. At the moment, you'd have to lose Gorman or you lose Drogon if he did, but that needs to be countered by Outwit, or needs to be, it can be.
Yeah, it's always very tricky then, right,
Hmm.
with this
Bravos
outfit
has,
decks.
yeah,
I think for me, it's hard. I tried playing Knights for Chaluf, the other friendly opponent. I mistimed one outfit, and it's really hard. I think maybe you would have to consider taking one of those Blood Ravens now that is available.
yeah. I think with, if it's open deck lists, people
Yeah, a
try
little
to
less.
play mind games and delay a little bit. If it's not open deck lists and you're not playing a super known deck, which to be fair, Knights of Chaluf is super known, so everyone knows now it is in there. But if you had a few Maesters and a surprise Outwit, then you're hitting the reset, I think, for sure, because people are not playing around Outwit. Mm, I was going
Yeah,
to
but I
say,
mean, also for the decks that play Outfit, right? So you
yeah,
want to hit the reset, and you don't want to waste it. So if they have Blood Raven, I think I would take it in a normal tournament that's not open deck list.
yeah, fair
I wish I
enough.
could put it in my Stark deck, but um, it synergizes badly with all the ornament cards and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that Bravos has actually now turned into an Arbor. It's already 3 gold, so that huge
Yeah.
Tyrell advantage not as impactful, and we're going to get political disaster, which is just going to keep the arbor in play, and that's harsh on Robert. But he brings another knight in, and that's pretty good now for him. Increases the strength, has the
Borderline
non-dealer.
looking like it's playing white book.
Ooh, and it's going to pinch.
Alright,
He can pinch him away, can't he?
he can.
Yeah, on the well, okay, not quite.
Power to-
He can do power if they both defend.
Yeah, which is kind of like a minor victory, I guess. But
It's not a condition, so Crescent
also
can get rid of
protects a
it.
little bit against the bullies, right?
Yeah, that's true. And making the
Okay,
dragon
let's
gone.
do that one.
He can also okay, doing military kills the little guy and gives a card away for Light Summerfist, so that's not. But he could pass and defend against Drogon with all of them if he wanted to. Oh, he's going to do it anyway because this guy doesn't need it, of course. Yeah, no reason not to do it. And now I either take the claim or you give a card away. And you take the
Yeah, he
claim.
has 3 gold left, so I wonder what all types of stuff is that he wants to play. Could be some combination of Nightmares and Field of Fire, or even Put to the Sword, something like that. Although Put to
Yeah.
the Sword, yeah, is not even close.
Higher mysteries is a possibility, potentially. I wonder if actually. Does he want to try to pinch him away? Puts Targaryen a little bit over reserve. He can be replayed pretty easily though. Pinch will go to hand and you're over reserve as well.
Well, is it pretty easily? I mean, if you pinch him, oh, actually, it doesn't go that much down. It just goes to
Great Hall is
2.
still there. Bravos
Yeah.
will get 2, or you play him first and then Bravos just gets 3 gold. I mean, it's pretty easy to
Mhm.
replay stuff that gets pinched at the moment, and he has another
And
Light Summer Fist.
now you can defend the military, probably, even if there is Field of Fire, right? Yeah, unless there's Nightmares and Field of Fire. But I think you're then letting the Maester challenge through, which
Yeah,
guess not too bad, I
yeah, he wants
suppose.
to keep the board, and he's going to get the card for Late Summer Fist. Maybe he's calculated that that's worth it. But yeah, if the higher mysteries is there, he can now manipulate it. It's actually a little bit tricky to do some stuff with Conclave because of the interface here. You have to click on.
Yeah, but he's not so much, I think, because he can't play from the Conclave
Yeah. Okay.
directly, right?
So he's actually manipulated the Daenerys on top and plays the higher mysteries for her. Now, okay, that's to be fair. He has so much econ that he could have played her, so it's not that huge. The problem is she will now also trigger, right? Bring another um, dragon in if she wants to. Actually, might not want to because he's over reserve. I don't know. Uh, and well, she's in play now. The Harris is more concerning now than the play Murgulis into Turney on the other side of the board. So she has renown, so maybe she's going to try to stay. And yeah, if you have healing expertise, you can maintain your threat of Morgulis without actually having to risk her dying. She's just going to be gaining power on her body now. And that pinch is now a bit misplaced on Gorman. You want to pinch Daenerys if you can. Maybe he can. Is he going to play Vanquish? He is, okay. And this will bring in probably Maester Malin. Maester Molenor, okay. Tyrell locations don't kneel that much. Red keep could be one, but I think he'll probably won't uh, take the hit to marshal another location now. Most underwhelming deck. Well, this one is not doing that great, and I mean, Tark Prince has to be the worst, right? That's just losing all over the place.
Yeah, I think Dark Prince is losing way more than
And
this one, but it could also depend. I mean, I don't know if it means necessarily the deck is bad, or just how it's played. I think the problem with Conclave is it's a very specific deck that one player made for Stalek, where people didn't expect this type of stuff to happen, and now with open deck lists and people knowing about it, and also probably not all the people play it as well as Werner did, right? And
yeah,
all of that combined makes it underwhelming. I think not so much the deck itself.
yeah. I think
Um,
the other one probably we should mention is Bara Brotherhood. That's really, I mean, I wouldn't normally talk about it, but 8 teams took it, which was a surprise in the first place, and it's
oh
just
yeah,
losing. So I don't know what that was
Brotherhood
about.
also.
I mean, Bara Brotherhood is legitimate, but if you have Kohor available, Kohor is just clearly a bit better. I don't know.
Yeah, when we played the Seven Kingdoms, always thought um, if Hano isn't playing Kohor, I take Kohor because it's just a better version of Brotherhood to me. Kind of like the same game plan. You go first, intimidate, and take your challenges. But I think uh, there's a lot of different versions of Brotherhood, and maybe there's not like one definitive version. Like yeah. Yeah, now that there's the pod, I think Brotherhood is definitely better. I don't think Cohort is. Some people disagree, but I don't think it's competitive at all with the
No,
pod.
no, Kohor is dead. So I mean,
It's
it's you can't play it without. The whole thing is sort of high with Warhammers. If you lose one, I mean, you can play the King Robert's Warhammer version with Summerhall, but that's not.
Yeah, I would actually prefer if I had to lose the attachment, I would have to. Um, I would prefer to then lose Azora High Reborn and try to have the stand, the Lightbringer, and maybe take traitors. I don't know, but
Yeah.
not good. I think.
Well, to return to the game, so we have this vanquish
Sorry
into
about
here
that.
to serve, and now actually Meister more and more is there to cancel Red Keep, which in turn, of course, would have cancelled the Daenerys maybe, or Drogon or whatever, so he's going to remain there. And Viserys is also there if somehow military is done and Pinch is still there. That's a problem, but also Yannick has now marshaled 1,000 characters, so that vanquish is not looking scary. You can probably lose Crescent and Viserys if military is done. And Robert is a bit of a thinker. Sometimes he's going to consider what to achieve here. So he has Boros, and honestly, would probably like to get Boros back somehow. You can get Boros killed. Um,
Well, in Apple Knights that are almost as big as Drogon.
if this was Tourney instead of Vanquish, okay,
Yeah.
then he wouldn't have all this gold. I guess Red Keep wouldn't be in play. But just look at those two knights. I mean, he has 6, so he's on 1 power. So 6 in the military is 7 power, and they do intrigue, so that's 9. It's not close enough, but now uh, it has to be Murgulis next round, right? If you don't do it, then Robert turns and it should be over.
Well, it's to be fair, it's not gonna be everything staying on the board, right? Because
That's true, yeah. To be fair, but yeah,
yeah, and
yeah,
if you do more goods, I think he then goes for the Harris next round if that's what we're thinking. Which it means you can then outwit, right? Mm. Well, Regal can defend, but that's his ability gone if he does. Right, he can't trigger on defense or anything. Yeah, I would also. I don't know if I could work with this board.
Targ is doing okay. I mean, there's a dupe on Drogon. Rhaegal is escaping. Viserys wants to be killed, and there's Kerwin to save Marvin, and you could get Cormac pinched and save him that way, and there's half a chance that he also has healing expertise somewhere. So let's say everything survives, and everything survives. A few things survive, plus Bravo's there to just repopulate, and Daenerys has her ability, and Robert has nothing. So
Well, if that is something you're thinking of, do you then let Gorman get pinched? Maybe. The problem is there's two claim intrigue as well, and you don't really want that. And you have to also then consider you don't now have the Conclave available, right, to play. If you have healing expertise in the Conclave, you have to take it out now.
why?
It's not available from to be played from Conclave.
Well, Marvin is in play.
Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't see him there.
Okay, so he
Okay, I thought this
fully
was normal.
defends. That also saves him from the two claims. So I guess the cards in hand he likes also.
Yeah.
Military. This one he might not want to defend because I mean Viserys. Okay,
I mean, he can't.
depends now. Is Boros going into the challenge? No. Okay.
No. But still, how can you possibly defend this?
Just
Can you
thinking
stand this dragon?
if Viserys can manipulate to get rid of unexpected guile somehow, but actually that would trigger before he got killed if it's the card in shadows. But Boros is not in the challenge, so
Hmm. Yeah, there's two copies of Waking the Dragon, which one got discarded, so maybe there's another. That would make it a bit of a better round with Rhaegal.
yeah, Viserys is probably just going to get rid of that pinch so that Daenerys doesn't get pinched. Red Keep might cancel, and then more and more cancels Red Keep. Yeah, and Robert has done all of this without spending a single character here, but power icons are a bit weaker than the others.
Also protect Pinch. Hmm. And now you are fairly confidently winning power as well with
You can win it on the
Gorman.
attack, and you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
to claim unless something happens. Well, keeps him closer. Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do in the plot game. I mean, Targaryen is ahead there. They can play Morgulis, and the best thing you can do as Targaryen is play Dohaeris into that. Uh, he could also not play Morgulis and then play Outwit into Dohaeris because Robert can't survive to be Morgulis. I don't know. Let's see how they play this out. I mean, Robert could also just play Turney. Boros still there, I guess. We need some kind of clever feint or something for him.
Well, there is also. Is there? Wait. Hmm. So there actually isn't close call, right?
No.
Interesting. The score of the Austria Israel is now 3-1 for Austria, right? We said.
Yes. This is the chance to get to 4 wins.
Yeah, or a chance for Israel to start making a comeback. I think for the sake of it being more interesting, I should be rooting for Targaryen, but it's really hard to do. It's
I
obnoxious.
tend to. I mean, if one side is just looks like it's going to dominate, then I start. I mean, Robert's board is huge there, and but it's very fragile. So I think he's at the moment he's the underdog. So
Mm.
I want something to go right for him, and then we have an interesting end game. Because Tarek is super resilient there with all the dupes and saves, and Robert has nothing. I mean, it's all. Some of it is non unique, so never has a chance really to save those Green Apple Knights. They're all in play before Morgulis, which is really awkward. Both in play before Morgulis. One is going now because it came with Boros's ability. Maybe he can get an Iron Bank will have its due.
Okay, so
If he has
Targaryen
that,
doesn't do a proper power challenge.
okay.
There's the one that's winning, right? Be with Meister, what's his face, Marvin. But I don't know, Intrigue's not winning either, so what's the plan?
Hmm. Interesting question. Yeah, why not just push the power challenge through?
Ah,
Oh,
oh yeah, I
Dracarys is.
suppose so.
But Dracarys can't be played. Is there
It can
can it?
with
With the high road.
the high
Okay.
road.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dominance looks kinda hopeless as well. Although one green apple does go away, so yeah, that's somewhat viable.
If the high road is spent, then maybe he plays the Iron Man could have its due. There we go. Or just make him spend it. I mean, can't be worrying about that all game.
Hmm. Is there some strength boost even?
I don't think so. No high tower spies in this one with 0 gold. Can't really do it.
Hmm. Yeah, there is Guile, but doesn't go on this guy. Hmm. Well, this game might go to time if it's big boards on both sides.
Yeah,
Although one may start to dominate really.
yeah, there won't be big boards for that long. Well, he spent the high road, so
Is there
no,
some type of bug? I think sometimes it doesn't let you play events from the top of the deck. Yeah, yeah.
with Gorman.
Yeah, I think so. I think I had something similar happen to me as well. I think that's some type of bug.
Let's just scroll up to see if somehow Gorman has been spent.
I don't think so.
Well,
Yeah, I think he should be able to play it.
yeah. Um,
Well,
don't.
let's.
It's not been spent yet, from what we can see. So if it's on top of the deck,
Is it pausing all right now?
yeah, I don't know if that works. That's dangerous. That could ruin the game. Yeah, I think it's been fixed, but I'm not entirely sure. So
Just yeah, they're just a mid
better
spectators.
to see how much time is wasted and have another round. Then uh,
Yeah, I think they can agree if they have too much time issues to go another round then. I think they should be able to play the event.
Yeah, I mean, if you've experienced this and can confirm it's something that happens from their draw deck to the risk capacity, was definitely on top. And yeah, hasn't spent Gorman. It is a non-Tyrell card from what I can see. Yeah. Well, he spent it, so that's one Drakkar is gone. The other removal that he has is put to the sword, and of course Drogon's ability, which actually might not be that um, trivial in future when these green apple knights are not as huge. It might actually kill something at some point. We'll see. Bryce is now gone. He was bringing the strength up.
I don't know what he's doing with the power challenge now. It's still happening.
Okay.
Let's just assume that I've done it correctly. Yeah,
Well,
but Boros now left on the board. I don't know.
I guess to Harris. Is it?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you try to outwit with Targaryen or do you try to Morghulis the board actually? Honestly, Boros here.
If you outwit into some kind of tourney and things. Ooh, okay. Well, that's not good for. Is that good for Robert? I don't know. So Rhaegar comes back to be annoying. He has to close because they're super Morghulisable. Nothing is unique, so power is just going to go. Immune to events, but can he get 10 knights into play? Or 9?
Yeah, you don't need quite 10, right?
I mean,
Interesting.
it would be better if Boros was recycled.
Well, there is still ways to recycle him during the. That's not a good one.
Maybe he's forgot about this tourney plan. He's just going to. He's trying to get Outwit played out, and then he would do Harris after this tourney. Oh, still probably wouldn't play tourney of all plots. I mean, what else does he have? He's played Late Summer Feast and Vanquish. He has Political Disaster and the Harris.
Is there any of the Burning Bright event?
He does have it in the deck.
So that can get Green Apple Knight back. Would not be too bad. And if you have something like Guile and shuffle around the boards, but honestly, it doesn't look like much because it only collects 2, but with Bravos and Great Holland Kings Road, I think there could be like another dragon coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 3 dragons on the board, and Danny, I can't imagine if that happens that you can win with 30 even.
Well, it's going to dupe. So if Robert gets a little bit of power, then he plays the Harris. If that's not outwitted, then he stabilizes. If it's outwitted, then they're not getting Morghulis. He has another round, but none of the knights are really have renown to do anything much from there. Okay, Malin can stop at least one thing from happening, one power from being gained. Can be used on Green Apple Knight or on former champion.
And that's 4 gold for Bravos.
I think he's going to
But
just play out everything and then out with whatever happens. Probably just try to win. Daenerys has renown, that's the thing. Pinch is gone, she's not going anywhere. And she
only
can.
one copy of Prince, right?
Rhaegal can
Yeah.
stand her, so going to try to get some power on her, then out with and go again, right? So these are now all in play properly, not with her ability.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, Bravos is great. Not sure why more people don't play that in Conclave. And other decks, I mean, Malmers can do it as well. White Book doesn't really need it that much, but okay. Well, it's
Well,
another night, but he's had to pay for it.
yeah, you just killed the visor anyway. Yeah. And now there's no burning bright. That would be much better one, I think.
There's still a possibility that he has the Iron Bank will have its due. Yeah, here, what
Yeah,
he
but
needs really is that Old Town Undercity. I mean, that was the draw engine. Or High Tower.
yeah, that's how I feel with this Tyrell Lion deck when I played. I played some similar version to this one because I copied it mostly. And I think it's very good when you have the location, but then when you don't, it's kind of problematic with the draw and stuff.
Okay, so Robert's not going to gain any power whatsoever. The Knights have
Yeah,
just
now
gained
all of them have renown,
renown.
start and date.
I think they'll just all defend, get their 3 renown. Can you do it
Well,
with
don't need to
2?
all defend.
Yeah, I think they probably do, to be honest.
18, yeah, actually they do. Well, well. And what can Danny do? Is there an attachment for her that she can find? Probably not. Just a dupe.
Not entirely sure what she's looking for. Yeah.
Nothing, I think. Um, I suppose. Could you play Waking the Dragon even? And just win?
I think that's gone. Yeah, I got
There's
discarded.
two copies, I think.
Okay. Oh, he's just winning everything on defense. I mean,
Mhm.
but actually played that called into service, which was interesting. Robert had a chance to play Dohaeris. It wasn't into outwit, so if he played Dohaeris, choose call into service, trigger first, advise the dragon, then Daenerys is left there with Corvin, and it's
Yeah,
much
I
more
know
playable.
there is unopposed power. Mm.
Possibly unopposed power. We'll see if anything else comes in. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, hard to do now. You could do a challenge into this Green Apple Knight. It's not really hurting you to get one renown on him, and then you get none unopposed and even dominant. I think. You can just do both challenges. And if you have so one unopposed, then the dominance would put you to 14.
Doesn't
Okay.
bother. Okay, he's going to outwit and win the game. I think nothing Robert can do.
Yeah.
He can play to Harris just in case it's not outwit, but it will be. Harris gets one guy knelt who has to kneel for the plot and kneels the faction card, but they're all in place, so you
Yeah.
don't need Daenerys
Oh
anymore.
no. I'm sure he's gonna care deeply about Meister Kerwin kneeling.
23 cards left in the Targ deck, 42 in Tyrell. That's the thing.
Yeah. I don't know if there's some miracle in Austria's deck. Forced March actually could kneel,
Yeah.
but then you goes out with Forced March, right? Yeah, that's the thing.
Near the dragons, they gain power. The Daenerys gains power, so you can play. But yeah, yeah, just play out with
I mean, you
either
can
way.
out with Forced
Yeah,
March anyway. So.
yeah, it's hopeless.
Yes, it looks like, in fact, completely hopeless. So two very one-sided games that we saw today.
Yeah, one for each team, so fair enough. Yeah, I have
Yeah,
to
and I think
click through this, but it's getting out with it anyway.
yeah, whenever I saw Outwit when I played the first time, and I didn't know when you'd have to do it first and select everything. It's just really confusing, right? Because start to worry. Yeah,
Oof. Top one Boros, never
that's
nice
really
to see.
harsh. Really harsh. Yeah. Mm.
How much is Bravos now?
That's Outwit we have.
Sorry?
That's Garrett stopped Outwit.
Yes.
Marcella's in chat. Yeah.
Yes, Garrett would work. I mean, can't play him outside of Nightwatch, but you can. You need the
Is he normal?
faction card first, and then the opponent can no longer kneel that to cancel the when revealed, because Garrett interrupts
Yeah.
the plots being revealed, which is the first thing that happens. That actually happens while the previous plots are still revealed. So if fortified position was the previous plot, Garrett wouldn't work. And then yeah, you can't cancel whatever. Duharis, right? So Duharis is an omen, so is it? It is, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So you have a
Um,
guaranteed Duharis if you have Garrett. Garrett actually pretty decent, even if he was completely blank. He's a Bicon Ranger, which is extremely rare in Nightwatch.
yeah, but I think we did some testing, I don't know, against Baratheon Brotherhood, and he was brilliant there, right?
Mm.
With Nightbot brilliant still.
Yeah, you can. If it's really into the faction card near the opponent's agenda, then you can use fresh recruits actually to find Garrett rather than Benjamin or whatever you're looking for. Old Forest Hunter. So they're going to
I
grab
don't
some
have the
more renown
dragons.
just because.
Yeah, it's now just gonna be over on the defense. Oh, well, they don't have. Do they have enough? No. Just to have intrigue icon, but it's gonna be 14 on this and can't really initiate another challenge. Do they have military strength to be able to win? No. So that's just over. Just in case.
Yeah, still has a bunch of Conclave left actually. Hasn't even spent all of it. That works on his own guys as well, so if he had Blood of the Dragon revealed, he would kill everything that's left standing except for Marvin there with that. Well,
Yeah.
that was harsh on
Again,
Austria, but they had a chance to do Harris and they didn't, so I mean, I thought that Outwit was coming or Morgulis was coming there, but called into service and then, yeah, it was so close to victory that you could Outwit safely.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, yeah. I think the good call was to not play out with the previous round. That's a, yeah. It's always a smile in the game.
Yeah,
But
Robert, of course, he thought, okay, I have to do Harris, which means opponent has to out, which means I can't do Harris now because it gets out with it. That's the mind game, and it's honestly there is no way of telling once you go down that route. It's you either you just choose something, and if you hit, that's fine. If you miss, that's also fine. Can't read the opponent's mind. Could have played forced march,
also,
sure, to get some of the Rangers needed, although I think Viserion was marshaled after, so he would still be there.
I was thinking this might be a good game for uh, Austria, and turns out it was very one-sided for Targaryen, especially after the Harris wasn't play pretty
Yeah,
good. And then honestly, Lenny Reigns against Tyrell White Book I thought would be much more interesting, but that was also very one-sided. So yeah, the match is still interesting though. So it's 3-2 now for
it's
Austria,
3-2,
and
yeah.
3 games being played tomorrow, right?
So let's have a look at the schedule. So Saturday today, which means tomorrow we have 12:30. This is GMT plus 0. So if you're watching in Central Europe, it would be 2:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, probably won't be around to do that. And then these clash with the friendly open event. Unfortunately, Austria and France games, especially the France Germany. I mean, that's also going to be interesting how that concludes. So unfortunately,
Mm.
friendly open is supposed to end around this time, 7 p.m. GMT plus 0, if there's no final, which there probably won't be because there's not going to be enough players. So we might be able to then record or stream Reinhardt's game against Jotam and Anselm against Derbo for yeah, it's the last one that's on the schedule. Let's have a look. So we have two pairings already at 4-4, so that's Norway, Catalonia, and Slovenia. Slovenia, China is 4-3 in favor of Slovenia. So it will be the last game will be played tomorrow
How
morning.
pessimistic about the last game, Mika.
I forgot. Sorry, I thought we'd already lost the lesson. No, that's still to be played. And then so Austria, Israel, as you said, 3-2, and so Reinhardt is playing, Werner is still playing, and Gabi is still playing. Uh,
So Werner is playing against Baratheon Free Folk, which is an interesting one.
yeah, I mean you have the your little recruiters and stuff like that. It's and it's going to be difficult if Free Folk doesn't have any gold, and usually doesn't because it plays high claim, low gold plot. So I, I mean, things could happen, right?
Sorry, that one should go.
You could get your characters, you could get your crow killers, and it's there, and it does military, and it does intrigue, and game goes okay for you. But honestly, I'm not seeing it. Heavy favorite, I think, Night's Watch. Um, and then Bara is against. So we talked about it in one of the earlier videos already. What's Bara against?
So Bara is against Stark Manifest God, which
Mm,
I can't say because I haven't looked closely at the deck, so it depends a little bit. I
yeah.
think mostly on what the initiative is. If you can always go first and intimidate them, it's fine. But if um, Stark has initiative, actually this type of deck also will have intimidate. So if they go first, they intimidate your guys. You can defend because of tasteful flash.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, so that could be interesting to see. And last one is Reinhardt. So this is, I think, against Lannister, uh, which is that deck again that plays the
Yeah.
tunnels. Yeah. So I mean,
So
Reinhardt
it
has
was the
Mad King's
same as
Command.
similar that China played last year,
Hmm.
but China this year decided to play similar version with Reigns, which possibly
Yeah, might be
better
better.
because that's really a better agenda.
Uh, it's he has Mad King's Command, which is really good against that kind of deck because you can't keep
Mm.
stuff in shadows. If you do, then you lose your entire hand. and you can't keep the locations. You get tunnels and you lose the econ. So it's but yeah, I mean, Reinhardt is one of those people who uh, doesn't look like the game is going that well, and then on Mad King's command, he has Varamir and Tormund and put the sword in hand and whatever. So we'll see. That could be interesting. Could go either way. And
It's the only Targaryen deck that I like.
looks like France Germany is 2-2, so we didn't watch all of them. Gabriel's game we saw, and in the meantime, Alex actually that one I did briefly catch as well. Alex beat Nico, right? Did I watch that? I have a vague memory. I've
I
been
don't
watching so
remember
much that
any.
I don't remember anymore. Mark lost against Lucas, and Tegars lost
Oh
against
yeah,
Geralt. So yeah, okay, fair enough. All good players on both sides, and still to come, we have, as we said, Anselm against Derbo. Barasalt against Greyjoy Winter is kind of horrible, honestly. So that's Greyjoy's favorite there. I mean, as soon as you get set up with Botley Crew and Ralph or whatever, it's Barasalt is a negative econ agenda. It's going to struggle really badly. But okay, let's not. I mean, you can get traitors, put them on all the power icons, and nothing happens for half the game, and then eventually
or you
locations will
just
come
get
in.
We do not so and they're gone.
Yes, can also happen. Then Mad plays Tyrell Whitebook against Lucas's Knights of Chaluf. Yeah, we lost that one with our Tyrell deck, so
But I think it's depends a bit on what you get, but also I think Lucas's version I like the most of the Tyrell Aloof versions
mhm.
because it has a lot of rangers and 3 copies of Riker and it has some nice stuff.
Yeah, so that one could be interesting. That could go either way, I think. So let's say
Yeah.
one for Germany, one could go either way. Then what else? We have uh, Lenny Manifest God Mirror. Okay, that can by definition go either way. Drian has actually won all of his games, all three, with this deck, and Leonard has lost a few. He's 4-3. He's played something else in the meantime. He's played a Martel game that he's lost, so it's 4-2 with this deck. And the last one, so we need this one to go in favor of
Night
France.
Valyrian Steel versus Baratheon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Hano's deck is, I mean, it's unusual, unorthodox. When it works, it works, and Argento is the opposite. It's reliable, grindy, boring, as you know. So I don't know. Without actually opening Hano's deck right now and seeing what's in there, he has some big stuff that can be farther than Morghulis and Duharis, I think so.
Mm.
Yeah, but
Yeah, and it's not cohort, so you can just fetch bodyguards and stuff like that.
no, but
That's
he
fair enough.
can in the early game probably get some win by 5, get his weird little events, privileged positions and stuff like that. So I don't know. Um, I think maybe France slight favorite, but okay. This could honestly go all the way. Could go 4-4 or could go 5-3 either way. So this is going to be super interesting. They're not all scheduled, so I don't know when they will be happening. I guess sometime tomorrow. Yeah, unfortunately, busy day as you know. So hopefully someone else can record them or something. Otherwise, we'll miss out on those. Yes, and I believe we are done now for tonight. Can go home. So let's end it here. Thank you all for watching this game with us, and we'll see you all next time. Have a good night.
Bye bye.